Welcome back. Joining us now is Andrea Lewis from the Maryland Humanities Council. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you,
I'm glad to be here.
What does the Humanities Council do?
The Humanities Council is actually a statewide organization, and the short version, we do because we do so many things and offer such a variety of programs, is that we offer humanities-related educational programs free to the public throughout the state of Maryland. So some of them may be related to history or to literature, but we try to offer a whole variety in various communities around the state.
One of your programs is the Maryland Center for the Book.
Yes.
And the statewide reading initiative, One Maryland, One Book, A Hope in the Unseen by Ron Suskind. Talk to us about that and how A Hope in the Unseen was chosen as the One Maryland, One Book, and a very good choice, I might say.
Thank you. Thank you. We think so too. This is the first year for One Maryland, One Book. Community reading programs have been happening actually across the country for about 10 years now. And we were interested in doing this type of program on a statewide level. So you'll find communities in Maryland have been doing these types of programs over the years, but no one had done it for the entire state. And we really liked the idea of doing that. And so we began last fall on this journey to select the book. And we decided on A Hope of the Unseen because when we looked at the general criteria that we had set out for this project, we wanted something with broad appeal. We wanted something that wouldn't be too long. We wanted something that could generate great conversations. And a special initiative we have at the Humanities Council right now is we are trying to generate conversations around the state related to race and race relations and where we are 40 years after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And so what we liked about this book, A Hope in the Unseen, was that it offered the opportunity to talk about race and race relations, but it offered so much more. There are so many topics in this book that folks in varying communities can relate to. Doesn't matter whether your experience in life looks anything like that of Cedric Jennings. There's a lot to relate to and talk about in this book.
And so this is really something bigger than maybe the traditional book club that we're used to thinking about.
It really is, because we want the conversations to be broader. You know, there is a part of human nature in all of us where we want to be a part of what's happening. And I think that is one of the interesting things that is in effect when you have these community reading projects. So we view it as an opportunity to, yes, sit down with your usual book club and read this book and then talk about it. But it's also an opportunity, if you have so many people in your community reading about this book, if you're taking the metro and you realize that the person sitting next to you or 2 seats in front of you is reading the book.
Great way to start a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Suddenly you've got something in common to talk about, even if you've never met before. And we really like what that offers to our communities around the state, this sort of chance for reconnection when we're all so busy running around in our lives. We hardly take time to read books anymore, quite frankly. Another reason for wanting this type of project. And so when you put that on top of the fact that you can now see someone reading the book who you don't even know and strike up this great conversation, we love what that offers to Maryland.
I think the Humanities Council hit a home run with A Hope in the Unseen. What were your expectations, your goals, and talk a little bit about what the feedback has been with this very popular book.
Sure. Well, our goal, of course, as you know by our materials related to the project, is we would love it if everyone in Maryland were reading this book. Now, the reality is that it's appropriate for high school age and up, so we won't have, you know, the young kids reading this book. However, we really want to encourage as many people as possible to read this book. So will it be millions? No, we think the final tally will really be in the thousands.
Okay.
But we do want to encourage as many people as possible because we believe that this book will greatly enrich their lives. So we are having programs around the state in the more formal setting, but we've also got the opportunity just for you to pick up the book, pick up the reader's guide, and talk amongst friends and family.
How are teachers bringing this into the classroom? I'm assuming that's a part of it as well.
Yes, we have been really doing outreach for this project since the beginning of this year. The book was selected in December of 2007. And so beginning in 2008, we started outreach, and I went out to make a lot of visits, many of them with school library media specialists, with reading and language arts teachers, English teachers, to make sure that they were aware of the project, given that this is the first year,
Sure.
and give them a little bit more familiarity with what we were trying to do with the project. And then from there, we started hearing back from schools, and it is being used in a whole variety of ways. We have some school systems, the entire district, where they have a multicultural team. And while they weren't able to bring it into the classroom, that's really fine. But their multicultural team of educators is using the book to determine how they might be able to bring the information from the book into the classroom. And then I've been contacted by just schools individually, or an entire district is having their 10th grade English honors classes in every high school in that county read. So in a whole variety of ways, that has been really interesting and really enlightening to us in this first year.
Okay. Where does it go next year? Do you have books in mind right now?
Well, I've only got a small list at this time. It is our hope that we will be able to select a book for 2009 sometime this fall.
Okay.
We began this program with every intention of it being an annual project, and are working on following through with that. So we do hope before Thanksgiving, we might have the next topic for the book, and have the book itself actually selected, so we can begin sharing that.
And we'll have to have you back for the next book. We can't wait to hear about it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you have comments about today's show or suggestions for future episodes, send an email to campus.conversations@montgomerycollege.edu. For all of us here at Campus Conversations, I'm Fritzi Bodenheimer.
And I'm Marcus Rosano. Thanks for watching.